Devil You Know, Chapter 4. Reverend Colton enjoyed the silence in the confessional. A few familiar voices today. Miss Appletree, confessing her weekly gossiping. Positive she did not know he knew it was her, or that she would be back the next week, confessing the same thing. Tom Daly, still feeling guilt over his late son, even years removed from the car crash. Maybe someday, the confessing would ease his suffering. Just a little while longer, and then a quiet dinner alone would complete the evening. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack, clickety-clack. The Reverend could make out the oncoming footsteps, but didn't recall hearing them before. Almost like the noise a tap dancer's metallic shoes would make against a wooden floor. The footsteps approached closer and closer. He heard the creak from the confessional door as whoever it was, whatever it was, settled in. "Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned." "I am here, my son." "Okay, gosh, I don't even know where to start. Let's see. I took an extra cookie at the church social the other day. I played a scratch-off lottery ticket. I mutilated a cat on the way over here. Oh yes, I plan on raping and murdering Helen." Reverend Colton bolted upright from his seat. "I'm sorry?" "Oh no, Reverend, it's me that's sorry. That cat was just minding its own business. Mr. Snuggles, we hardly knew ye." "And I am pretty sure raping and murdering are somewhere in the Ten Commandments." "You plan on doing what?" "Oh, my mistake, forgive me. I didn't realize I couldn't confess this since I haven't committed yet. Maybe I should come back. This time next week work good for you?" "How does a 7-ish sound?" "Is this some kind of sick joke?" "Oh, I almost forgot. Allison says hi." "What?" "You know, Allison, the hooker you keep on the side. She says hi." Reverend slowly sat back down again, his mouth still agape in shock. "Listen, whoever you are, I don't know what kind of sick game you are playing, but I want you to leave right now. This is God's house." "Actually, it's my house now, Reverend. Or should I just call you Steve?" "Let me try asking you a question." The Reverend's anger had flared. He tried to make out the shadowy figure in the next booth, but could only make out the beaming tight smile. "What was God's first creation?" "The angel Lucifer." "Correct. Do you believe he loved him?" "At that time, yes." "Unlike the general conception, he was not created as pure evil. He was, in fact, an angel." "I already told you that." "As a formal angel, do you believe there could still be some good left in him?" "Highly unlikely." "And what happened to this formal angel?" "He was cast out of heaven almighty and damned to hell." "Oh, he was damned." "Damned, you say? Oh, that's rich. Let me ask you this, Reverend. If he was so damned, and if he had fallen out of God's favor so dramatically, why do you suppose God didn't damn him to hell, as you say? Why do you suppose he put him in charge?" The Reverend just listened in solemn anger. I mean, he wasn't exactly the one being jabbed by pitchforks all these years, has he? If you were going to truly punish someone, wouldn't you make them suffer in hell? If you were going to condemn a prisoner, Would you put them on death row? Would you make them warden? Could it have been possible, Steve? Can I call you Steve? After all these years, God still has a fondness for the devil himself. You get the fuck out of my church right now, you bastard. Oh dear, was it something I said? Very well, as you wish. Just excuse me for being a slow learner, you old bastard. I happen to be kind of new to this whole confessional thing. I am so misunderstood, Father. The most misunderstood man in history. Reverend Colton heard a scuffling noise as the milkman rose, and then the creak of the confessional door as he left the booth. Colton was breathing heavy now. His temper was well past boiled over. He could hear the clickety-clack noise begin again. He took several steps and then stopped. Colton listened intently but heard only silence. After a great pause and against his better judgment, he opened his own confessional door and stepped out. There he stood in front of the altar, staring at the fresco, his back to Colton. Colton eyed him up and down. He was dressed immaculately in white, his well-shined black shoes gleaming from the altar candlelight. As he turned slightly, Reverend Colton could make out the neat black tie and his sailor-like cap. The letters "Milk" were displayed on the front of his hat. Very misunderstood, Father. And him, Mr. Squeaky Clean himself? God's no angel, Reverend. He would leave the dirty work for others and then walk away smelling like a rose. He would send angels to deliver plagues in his wrath. He would hand the unbeliever over to me and my demons. That's like handing a wife over to a bunch of roadies and then claiming no responsibility when she is gang raped. Hell, that's like saying Hitler never killed anybody. No, wait, I was Hitler. Scratch that. Do you know, I once considered throwing a party in hell just to piss him off. Can you imagine if word got out that hell was no longer a bad place to be? Where would that leave him? He would have to rely on people doing the right thing just on moral grounds. Humanity, moral grounds. The milkman laughed and turned and began to walk out of the church, walking past Reverend Colton, slack-jawed and all. The only sound in the church, the clickety-clack of the milkman's heels. Colton crossed himself as he watched him leave. Good Lord. The milkman stopped. He looked back over his shoulder. Guess again, motherfucker. This concludes Chapter 4 of The Devil You Knew.